Max, Week 14, Game of the Week. Two AFC juggernauts face off in rainy Baltimore to bring us one step closer to figuring out who gets that coveted first-round bye. It's the Broncos and Ravens in this week's Game of the Week. Both teams come into this one with 10-2 records and leading their respective divisions, but only one would be able to pull away from the pack a little bit here today. 3rd and 1, Broncos first drive, Teddy Bridgewater hits Tavon Austin short on the right side, and Austin makes it happen with the legs, cuts back in away from the sideline, makes his man miss, and that's a big strike for 25 yards. A nice run by the Denver halfback there after the catch. A couple plays later, it's Austin again, this time keeps it on the ground, but he couldn't keep it in his hands. A huge hit by Patrick Queen, and Tyus Bowser takes it all the way back to the house. He runs out of gas at about the 25-yard line, but somehow manages to still get in. Noah Fant misses his chance to take him down, and the Ravens lead 7-0. Denver was moving the ball well, but after all is said and done, the Ravens get on the board first. Next drive, Denver hoping to pick up where they left off before the turnover, but Deshaun Elliott has other ideas. Makes a leaping play on the ball and secures it for the pick. He's able to stand up, but just before he starts upfield, Cortland Sutton knocks him down at the 47. But back-to-back takeaways to start the game for the black and purple couldn't have scripted a better start for the Baltimore defense. It's their first time on offense now. It's 3rd and 2, and they're going to want to throw. How about 24-year-old tight end Josh Oliver, who gets wide open near the sideline, makes the catch, and then goes down at the 20-yard line. Ravens driving into Broncos territory. A couple plays later, it's 1st and goal from the 5, and J.K. Dobbins does what he's been doing all year long. That's another rushing touchdown for him. Make it 14-0 Baltimore, and the Broncos are in danger of falling into a hole they can't dig themselves out of here early. Last minute of the first quarter, ball on the Ravens 35, and Bridgewater finds Jerry Jeudy over the middle for 21 yards. Beautiful ball there from Teddy, and a great job extending his hands to it and reeling it in by Jeudy. He holds on through the contact, and then a few plays later, they would look to cap it off. Tavon Austin's going to take it right up the middle. First Raven he meets is at the goal line, and he has no issue whatsoever running it right through him. The Broncos are finally on the board. They do miss the extra point, though, so the score is 14-6 Ravens, still on top. A lot of trouble kicking the ball from both teams. That'll come up again later. Next drive, Broncos D looking to get in on the takeaway action, and they do so nicely. Baron Browning sees this one all the way. He was with the receiver from the snap, and he's able to turn and face the ball and come down with it. Touchdown at the 21, Denver clawing their way back after the mistakes on the first two drives. They can tie it up if they score here. Following drive, it's 3rd and 5 now. They run the play action, but Bridgewater does not see the pressure coming from the blind side. Denver's just lucky he held onto the ball there. He did do that, but that's a sack and a loss of 9 to force the field goal attempt. Denver already missed a PAT earlier, this one just a bit further out, and he misses again. Pulls that one even harder than the first one, and the kicking woes would continue. 2 chances to put points up on the board for them, and they come up empty-handed both times. Ravens still up 14-6. Under a minute left in the half now, Broncos have it again, but not for long. Bridgewater hits Sutton, who can't hang on. Ball popped loose by Queen again, and Elliott again on the takeaway. That's his second of the game, and the Ravens are on the Broncos 32 with a chance to pad the lead before the half. They did kick to start the game too, so this is a big opportunity here. First play, Jackson hits Duzzy on the right side for 17 yards. Beautifully placed ball there from Lamar between 2 defenders, and then just a few seconds later, Dobbins does his thing again. This one for 4 yards, and the Ravens go back up by 2 scores. However, I mentioned kicking woes earlier in this game, and it wasn't just Denver who suffered. Ravens would push this one wide right, so their lead at halftime is 20-6. Still a 14-point lead, but maybe a missed opportunity there. Ravens get the ball to start the half, and they're going to let their guys make plays. Josh Oliver again making the catch at the 45. This time he takes it another 28 yards all the way up to the Denver 27, where he's finally taken down. And then on the very next play, Dobbins says, "You know I don't have to be right up on the goal line to score, right? I can do it from here too." And do it from there he does. Through the hole on the right side, evades the pursuit, and J.K. Dobbins has his 3rd rushing touchdown of the day. But of course he does. That shouldn't even be a surprise. He's tied with Tevin Coleman of the Seahawks for the max lead with 26, and the Ravens have a 3-score lead in this game, 27-6. Broncos approaching desperation time. Not quite there yet though. Still almost a full half left to play, but they'd have to make something happen soon. This would be a good start. Jeudy goes up and comes down with a highly contested ball. That one's good for 27 yards, and they wouldn't stop there. After a 1-yard gain on first, it's 2nd down and 9 now, and Teddy finds Jeudy again on the left sideline. He makes the catch and the defender's on the ground, so he says, well, don't mind if I do. That's a gain of 19. And then on the very next play, after hurrying back to the line, Bridgewater drops back and looks right where he finds Tavon Austin, who makes the catch and uses that great burst for another gain of 19 yards. Denver in business here in the second half. 3rd and goal, and they couldn't have drawn this drive up any better. From the 2, Teddy drops back and finds his big tight end Albert Okwuegbunam for the score. Still a lot of work left to be done, and now a decision to be made too. Kicking has been suspect so far this game, so they decide to go for 2, and it would pay off. Bridgewater rolls right and throws to the back of the end zone, where Cortland Sutton is able to make the adjustment and haul it in for 2. Broncos trail by 13 now, scores 27-14. They would force a punt, so they have it again at midfield, and Bridgewater looking downfield for his tight end Noah Fant. He finds him for a gain of 20 and a fresh set of downs for Denver. Incomplete pass on first, here they are on second, and Bridgewater once again looking Fant's way and connecting. This one goes for 21, and Denver's in the red zone with plenty of time left to come back in this one. Final seconds of the 3rd quarter now, Broncos still down 13, and fullback Nick Bodden gets his number called, and he does not disappoint. Finishing this one off with a 2-yard rumble, scores 27-20, and Denver would decide to try and kick again. That was a mistake. The 2nd missed PAT by the Broncos in this one, 3rd missed kick overall, and the deficit remains at 7. Ravens in Denver territory now, the 31-yard line, and when you're playing Lamar Jackson, you got to be alert and ready for this exact play right here. The read option run to perfection. He keeps it himself and tucks it away, and there's nobody on the screen wearing white or purple. Jackson just completely alone on his way to the end zone, and Baltimore re-extends their lead to 2 scores. They did make the extra point, so it's 34-20. Denver has it back, and now time is of the essence. They need to do something with it quick, and this ain't it. A sack on 2nd and 10 pushes them back 10 yards, and they're going the wrong way if they want to win this game. Next play would help, though. They hurry up back to the line, and Bridgewater finds Judy streaking across the field. He hits him, and then Judy turns upfield. That play goes for 16 yards. So this is it. 4th and 4. Broncos need this one if they have any shot at coming back. And it looks like they're going to have it with Judy waiting for it across the line. But it's sniffed out by Xavier Howard, who takes it all the way back for the score. And that was the killing blow in this one. The Ravens go up 41-20, and that lead would prove to be too much for Denver to overcome. They did not go down without a fight, scoring another touchdown before the end of the game on an 11-yard strike to Noah Fant. And they tacked on the 2-point conversion to make the final score of this one 47-28. The Ravens improved to 11-2 and maintain that 1-game lead in the AFC North ahead of Pittsburgh, and they take sole possession of first place in the conference as of right now. Coming into this one, they were tied with none other than the Denver Broncos. So next week's matchup is going to be crucial for these guys. They take on the Steelers at home, and they can clinch the AFC North with a win. Last time they played, the Steelers won. But if Baltimore wins next week, their 5-1 division record will give them the tiebreaker, and with a 2-game lead with 2 to go, all the Steelers would be able to do is tie, meaning Baltimore will have won it. Denver drops to 10-3, and the Raiders won big against Philadelphia this week, so their lead in the AFC West sits now at just 1 game. Raiders right on their heels, and being the defending champs, I wouldn't count them out to take the division from right under Denver's nose if they're not careful. They do have 3 very winnable games left on their schedule, though, so as long as they stay focused and don't take their opponents lightly, they should be able to take it home. And that's going to do it for us here today. I'm Ace510, and for more Max coverage, including live game broadcasts, follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Ace510, and subscribe right here on YouTube so you don't miss any Max highlights. Also, make sure to subscribe to the Triple Coverage podcast to stay up to date in the world of sports. For players in the league, make sure to archive your game streams so you can have a chance to be featured in a highlight video just like this. Final score of this one, Ravens 47, Broncos 28, and I'll see you next time right here on Ace 510.